Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is going to be a first impression video of the Alexis Stone and Revolution collab. This is the Instinct palette, which looks like this. It just came out, whoops, it just came out maybe 2 weeks ago or something, and in my new makeup releases video, I was thinking, or maybe you remember me talking about this, it was like, this is a nice palette, but and then I went ahead, like one day later, I went ahead and ordered it. And I also ordered the Transformation palette, which looks like this. These are the shimmer shades and the topper shades, and the other palette is completely mattes. And yeah, so this is the look that we created with this. I have a few questions about especially this palette, but in general, I really like the outcome. It always is a struggle. It is never easy for me to get looks together. I don't know why that is. It takes a long time, but I think the overall result is super worth it. And if you want to know how I did this and my final thoughts at the end of the video, then please keep on watching. Okay, sweeties, so we are supposed to do a look, and that is with the Alexis Stone palette from Revolution. This is the Instinct palette, and this is the Transformation palette. I think I probably showed them to you in the intro. So this is massive. This is a massive choice of colors and combinations, and I'm totally overwhelmed because that's what big palettes do. But nevertheless, you know that I love big palettes. I mean, seriously. Okay, so today I think what I want to do is go in for the pinks and the reds and maybe those mustardy colors. So that I think would be a super cool combination. And of course it's gotta be a winged cut crease because I need a lot of space to work with this. I'm super excited also for this palette because you know, everything that shines and shimmers is just, it's mine. So anyway, let's do that. I think I want to do a cut crease with like a very dark, this darkest red here, and put that into my crease and then slowly go up maybe with this one because this is probably the brightest red. I don't know if it comes across on camera that there is a big difference, really, not a big difference, but there is a difference between those reds. That's what I'm gonna do, and then maybe blend it into pinks, and then on the lid itself go also with a bit of like the same color story but in a different direction. So we shall see. And then of course on the lid we also transform the shades that we put down there with the Transformation palette. That's why we have it, right? So that's the plan. And yeah, so we're gonna zoom in and then we're gonna start. It's a bit unfortunate that there are no shade names, but so I'm just gonna have to show you every single time. So this is the darkest red shade that we have, and this is the one that I'm going to use to put down my cut crease, and then we'll see. So this is super exciting. Super exciting. The pickup on the brush is very good. So let's see. My first two experiences with Revolution eyeshadow palettes, it's not even that long ago. It was the Tasty Avocado palette and the Forever Flawless Eyes palette, and they both performed really well. So let's see. I mean, the first impression of the first stroke here is actually really good. Okay, so this is how it looks now, and I think I have a tiny bit of a change of mind because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to probably take some of the black and just trace this exact line a little bit with the black in order to make a bigger difference between the reds that we're putting on here, because obviously the range is not super huge, right? So they are different, but it's not like a range from a very dark red to a lighter red, right? So we are gonna do that. I think I'm gonna use that same brush, and I'm just going to put some black right above the red. I just smeared it on my eyelid. Okay, never mind, because of course we're gonna clean all of that up once I'm placing down the cut crease. But yeah, so this is what I want to do in order to have as an overall picture a bit of a darker a darker red or a darker rim along the red, sort of. Okay, next I'm going to take the E47 from Sigma and I'm going to go into that very dark red shade again. And now I'm just going to try to blend this out and sort of, you know, get the black going and the red going and get all of this going. So we shall see how we do. Next I'm going to take this really, really bright red, which is this one, and I'm going to place it on a bit of a fluffier shader brush, which looks like this. And let's see how that works. Maybe I have to switch brushes, but I don't want to have like a super defined brush right now. And now I'm just going to try to, ooh, this is like dusting, like, do you see those little clouds of dust, of red dust coming up? That is, never seen anything like that before. But the color looks really nice. So for sure I still have to work a lot on that black, because that line is of course not acceptable. But for now I just want to put down the colors, and then because I have to do a lot of blending anyway, I will then work on that one. But for now I think this red is really, really cool. Okay, next we're gonna go in with this very, very light pink, and if that is too light, then I'm just going to back it up and sort of do the transition with this one. But I don't want to go in with this one immediately, because I'm fearing that I might run out of space. I might run out of space in case we still need something lighter. So I'm going to start with the lighter shade, and I'm going to put this on a fluffy blending brush and putting it down up here. I must say the performance is actually pretty good. I mean, all of those shadows are, as you know, I have the experience from the other two palettes that I used from Revolution. They are like on the dry side, but that's what I'm expecting. So that is not really a criticism, it's just a fact. And yeah, so we shall see. So far I'm not, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. Let's put it that way. Okay, so this is how it looks right now, and I think I definitely have to pull in that pink shade that I just showed you before, which is this one, and I'm just going to try to dab this here over this border between the red and the very light pink. And this has quite the pigmentation, so I don't know if we might lose that very light pink now. So I have to go back and forth. As you can see, and this is really with all of my looks, it is a lot of back and forth, constantly adjusting and this and that. So that's what it is, you know. It's not as easy as you often see in tutorials where whoever does the look, it goes like this and then it's sped up, and it's not like that. It's not like that. This is fooling you into believing that makeup application is a fast food, but it's not. It's actually a very slow simmering porridge. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're doing here. I'm just dabbing this on now, and then I'm going to try to blend it out and go in again with this light pink shade in order to blend it out towards the top again. But this pink is so beautiful. Now I'm going to take the E42 from Sigma, and I'm going to just pick up the black and sort of trying to, you know, make this line go away. So that is a bit of a, it's not so easy because this was a very, very defined line. But we gotta do it, otherwise the whole look is gonna be, you know, ruined by this black line. But I do feel that in general we're gonna have a big big benefit of having this black here, because it just sort of, it breaks up the look in a good way. It sort of defines the areas where things are going. So that is really, really nice. So as you can see, I'm sort of dragging the black a little bit into the red, and I'll probably have to then go in again with the red. That's, you know, but that's what I do. That's what I do here, and that's why I my looks in real time take something like 1.5 hours, including like from the beginning to the end, because that's what it is. That's what makeup application on that level is about. So unless you tell me that you do the same thing in 20 minutes, then I will officially close down my channel. So please don't. Okay, so this is how it looks now. I did place my cut crease sort of as good as it ever will be, and now we're gonna go in with the yellow. So that is the plan for now, to go in with this one, and then we shall see. I haven't made up my mind yet for the rest of the look, but let's just put this on. And then of course we mustn't forget that we still have the transformation palette to work with, which is super exciting. But as I said, I will make up my mind as I go along. But for now, let's just start here with this beautiful mustardy yellow. I honestly don't know which way to go now, because you know what, for now I'm just going to deepen this up a little bit more, which I don't know really what that means, because if we're going to put on shadows from the transformation palette, I wonder what they'll do to the look. So we shall see. So I almost wonder if I should go in with a turquoise now or something. What would that look like? Or should I use that very dark? You know what, maybe I'm just gonna go with this one. That is, it looks like a brown, but it is a very, very, well, maybe it is a brown, but it looks like it's the darker brother of this shade that we just put on. So let's just do that. Let's stay in that color scheme, and I think that's gonna be nice. You also have to excuse my voice. I maybe should have said that at the beginning of the video, that while I'm filming this, I'm still recovering from a very, very bad cold. So that's what it is. Okay, so let's move on to the transformation palette, which looks like this, as I showed you. And I think in order to decide which shades I'm going to use, I think we have to swatch them. You know, I think that's the only way. So let's just do that. This is the first one that has like a pinkish kind of a shift, a white with a pink undertone. Then the next one, wait, I have to do this properly. It looks like this. So this looks like a rose gold kind of a shade, but you know what, not a lot of gold, just maybe like a rose, I don't know, just a hint of gold. Then this one, I don't know if the camera picks this up. Okay, so this is basically a darker version of this one, I think, with a little bit more purple in it. Let me just wipe off my fingers here. Then the next one, ooh, this is a white with a blue undertone. This is really, really cool. You just have to believe me. I think till I figure out my lighting here, yeah, so that's what it is. So this is a blue shimmer, blue topper shimmer kind of a thing. We're still learning. This one here, ooh. This looks cool. This looks really, really cool. This is like in the pan, it looks like a gray almost, you know, this one. But it shifts towards what is that? Like a mixture between a pink and a purple. Okay, and then we have one more, and that is, it looks white out, but it has a golden shift. So these are all the ones. I don't know, it's probably too bright for the camera to pick it up, but that's what it is. Okay, so I think, what am I going to do? I have no idea. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm going to take that first one. No, you know what? Because I want to use more than just one. I'm going to use the last one, the one that I showed you just here. That is the white one with the golden shift. And let's just put that on the inner part. Should we try to put it on without spraying? No, I don't think I'm gonna try to do that because that will probably be a disappointment. So let's just try to do this. The pickup on the brush is nothing. Like I don't know what that is all about. There is no pickup on the brush. So I don't know, maybe I even have to use my fingers to do this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's pick it up with a wet brush. Is there anything on this? There's nothing on this. I don't know. What are we doing here? Let's see. Is there anything happening here? Well, this is a bit of a disappointment right now. Let me just work on this a little bit more, but this comes off so patchy. That is not nice at all. I'm gonna try to do it with my fingers, but that is obviously not what my preferred way of doing that would be because of the, you know, because you have to be so precise with the cut creases, and fingers is just not a very precise application. But I think that's the only way, because seriously, brush didn't work at all. So if you have this palette and you have experience with this, then please let me know, because I'm gonna want to use this palette, but I'm gonna want to use it right. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong here. I don't know. Not a fan. Okay, what else can we do? We can maybe put on some glitter glue and make this whole thing stick a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think for the rest of the shadows or for the rest of the space, I'm gonna go in with, I think, this one here. So let's see, I put on already NYX glitter glue, and I hope that this is gonna work better now once we figure out how to actually use those shadows. So I think this already looks much better than the initial thought that I had was not so good. So sometimes really you just have to figure out what to do and how I always say, you know, how to speak to your eyeshadows, which means how to use them, you know, how to make them work for you. So now that we know that we have to use a glitter glue or something to make it stick, I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, so this is where we're at now, and I think just for the fun of it, I might want to use one more shade just to connect the two, and maybe I'm gonna go in for that purplish one that is this one here. And this time I think I'm just gonna apply this with my finger. I think. Let's try to just put a sliver of this here between the yellow and the other one. Yeah. What are you thinking? I wish someone could be here with me, because this is very lonely. Speaking to a dead object, which is the camera. Anyway, so yeah, so that's where we're at, and I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish up my makeup, basically my base and everything. And then, as always, I'm gonna come back and we'll decide what we'll do with the lower lash line. Okay, my lovelies, after just 200 years, I'm back, and we're going to do something about the lower lash line, and I think I want to do something purple, because I also put down a dark purple on my waterline with a eyeliner pencil from Il Maquillage. This is the shade, let me just check this, Iris, the shade Iris, and now I think I want to do do I want to do something purple? I think so, because we have not used any of those shadows yet, and I'm sort of itching to do that. Okay, but I'm gonna go in for the lightest, not the lightest one, because that is probably not gonna show up. I'm just going to use this for blending out maybe, but I'm gonna go for this one here, and I'm just going to use a pretty stiff brush. My descriptions are always just absolutely helpful. And I'm pressing this on because, again, this surface now is set, so I have to first of all be very careful so I'm not messing up my foundation now, and I want to be super precise. Yeah. And then maybe I'm going to blend it out with that very light shade, but like I said, on my skin tone I don't think this is gonna make a big impact. It's really just for blending out. So I think I'm gonna like this one. Okay, let's just take a different brush to blend out the other shade. Which one should that be? For some reason, I should use a blending brush, but for some reason, for this purpose, I love to use those flat shader brushes, because, I don't know, for just dragging it down, usually I just blend those shadows out by dragging them down like this, and for me that always works best. So let's see how that goes. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish off the whole look. I'm going to find something for my lips and put on some mascara, and then I'm going to, in just a second, oh, and the inner corner, I have already an idea, and in just a second I'm going to be back and show you the finished look and give you my thoughts on my new purchases here. Okay, my sweeties, this is the finished look. It certainly did take a long time, but we are finally there, and I really like it. And as always, I'm going through this whole stage of panic and of self-doubt and of I can't do it, and this is going to be a mess, and I cannot use this footage, and I just... every single time, with every single look, I'm going through this, and this is exactly why I'm making myself sit down here every single day, to get over this, to stop doubting myself, because I know I can do it. I just have to stick with it and dig in my heels and not give up. So that's what it is. All right, so let's just zoom out like this, and yeah, so what do you think? Let me know definitely what you think. For the inner corner highlight, I used a pink because I thought that, I don't know, that it just pulls the whole thing together between the upper lash line and the lower lash line and the everything. So yeah, so what do I think about the palette? I think it performed like a Revolution Beauty palette, like the ones that I have. I obviously don't have so many. It's just my third palette, I think I want to say, from Makeup Revolution, and they are dry, but I think they are good. You just have to know how to work with them and not expect something different, you know. And then I think you can work with any brand if you go in with the right expectations and not with a set mind, this or this or this is the way that it has to be. Just go with the flow and keep your mind open, and then you can work with any shades, really. So the ones that I used were really nice. I especially loved this pink, no, this pink here. That was absolutely pretty, and also the red performed really well. Also the yellow and the brown, or the dark mustard shade, or however you want to call it, they actually all performed very well, and I have no complaints. Now the Transformation palette is a bit of a different story, because my first impression was not that good. Don't mind the swatches, because I'm not good at swatches at all. I don't know, I'm not so good at this, but this, you definitely have to learn how to use this. Applied with the finger, it was okay. Applied with a brush, it was a disaster. And then when I did it on the NYX glitter glue, it was okay. But traffic. So just so you know that there are different ways to apply this, and some of them might work for you and some of them might not. For me, the version with the glitter glue definitely worked, and I think it does look really, really nice, but it took me a while to figure this out. Maybe I should have been smarter from the get-go, but I wasn't. So, and I think though it is also very important to like approach this from different angles and see how does this work, you know, how I already told you in the video that you have to sort of figure out how the shadows will work for you and do their job. Okay, so let me know what you think, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. Of course, you'll find everything that I've used beside those two palettes in the description box, also my contact and everything. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I would really, really love that, and I'll see you here next time tomorrow for my next video, and up until then, go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.